Coming off this deal where all they got was relief, payroll relief, money, maybe another $30 million if he turns down his option. Coming off the D. Gordon deal where they mostly got money, right? They didn't get great prospect capital for D. Gordon. What's Derek Jeter going to have to do now if he moves Ozuna or moves Yelich, two guys who the Blue Jays would be interested in? The prospect price is going to have to be enormous, isn't it? Because they got nothing back baseball-wise here. He has to get something back baseball-wise if he deals those guys.
Yeah, and let's also remember, he sent the Yankees $30 million in this deal. You know, and part of the reason the Yankees were able to give him the prospects they gave him was that money went to the Yankees. So, you know what, between Starlin, Castro, and everything, the Yankees actually get Giancarlo Stanton, and they've made a little money in this deal, at least at the front end of the deal. This gives them a chance to add a free agent pitcher, gives them a chance if they want to add another free agent position player. So they did really well in this. But you're absolutely right, Stephen. The goal for the Marlins here was just getting somebody to take as much of the Giancarlo Stanton money as they can. Okay, that's done. Now they have to start building the team. And to that end, the two outfielders you talked about, Marcell Ozuna and Giancarlo Stanton, those are the two key pieces that are going to be moved. Just as I said that, let me throw in a caveat there. The suggestion from people in Florida is that of those two, Christian Yelich is the player Derek Jeter would least like to move because he has a team-friendly contract, and he would be able to fit into what the Marlins are going to do going forward. But again, we're used to Derek Jeter, the Hall of Fame shortstop, the guy who won a World Series in his first year. And it's hard to find anybody in South Florida right now, certainly, who views Derek Jeter in any more of a positive light than they viewed Jeffrey Loria. I guarantee you when this deal went through and Bruce Sherman and Derek Jeter bought the Marlins, there isn't a Marlins fan out there who thought they might actually be worse off than they were under Jeffrey Loria.
Jeff, a lot of Blue Jay fans looked at that over the weekend and said two things. The first is, what? And the second is, what now? I understand Ross Atkins just wrapped up a media availability. What did he say?
Well, I mean, there's nothing. Look, the Jays have to do what they have to do to get better. They've got to get younger. They've got to figure out whether or not they can get anything for Josh Donaldson. It doesn't seem as if they're prepared to move him right now. They were going to have to do that regardless of whether or not Giancarlo Stanton ended up with the Yankees. I mean, they'll have to do it even if the Yankees go out and trade for Manny Machado in the next 48 hours. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it doesn't change what the Jays have to do. There's nothing they can do right now that is going to offset the addition of Giancarlo Stanton to the American League East, or for that matter, the addition of Shohei Ohtani to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, which has practical implications for the Blue Jays in terms of the wild card race. They just have to do what they have to do, right? Regardless of what other teams do. They need at least two more outfielders. They would like to add another starting pitcher. You've got to have a legitimate backup catcher, and you've got to get an everyday middle infielder because Troy Tulowitzki and Devin Travis are not going to be in the field the same time very often this year. I mean, that if you're the Blue Jays, you're planning on that. And if it doesn't work out, that's great. That's a bonus. But right now, you're thinking that you have to go into the year with somebody in your roster capable of either being an everyday shortstop or an everyday second baseman.
What is the name that Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins are hearing the most when they receive a call or a visit from another team?
Woo. My guess is probably after, Vlad Guerrero Jr. gets shot down. My guess is probably Bo Bichette. Then maybe Josh Donaldson, although most people seem to think that the market for Donaldson wasn't really going to develop until Stanton went off the board. But, reading into things that Ross Atkins told us in his media availability today, he didn't give out the type of signs that a general manager getting ready to trade Josh Donaldson would give out, not just on the record, but also off the record.
Jeff, Blair, thank you very much. Quickly before you go, 52% of our viewers believe you are more Dolphin than Swan, and 48% believe you are more Swan than Dolphin.
Yes.
You were on Team Dolphin? Is that what you wanted?
Well, yeah, it's a little more masculine, right?
Yeah, they're louder
Dolphin?
or whatever dolphins do.
That's excellent. Yeah.
That's I don't do a good.
Yeah.
A good
They don't
dolphin.
eat breadcrumbs. As far as I know.
I can't swim though, so I'd be a pretty crappy dolphin, I guess.
All right, so there are advantages and disadvantages to both, is what you're telling me. All right, that's fine. We'll continue this discussion another day, Jeff. Thanks, man. Say hi to Wilner for us.
Absolutely, boys. Hey, have a magic day, by the way. Have a magical day.
A magical day.
Product placement.
Oh, I got you.
Magical day. That's what they tell us here. Have a magical day.
It's Disney World. It's weird. I got you. Jeff Blair in Orlando, the winter meetings. It is a small world, after all.